In this video, we're going to look at some of the different ways to run a script in Google Apps Script. So first, we're going to look at the script editor in terms of what you can run when you're looking at the actual program itself. Next up, we'll look at some triggers, so making the script run automatically. And then finally, we'll go over some UI options, adding it to the menu bar up here, and then also what a sidebar looks like. So let's jump right into it. So this example is a basic little script. It's just grabbing some calendar events. And it's saying, hey, if you have any upcoming holidays, send out this document, this one right here, with a little to-do list of what to do before you head out. So our first option here is to run it directly from the script editor itself. This is helpful when you're setting it up or when you need it. So for example, I have this one, list all calendars, that when we run, goes through all my calendars and lists their IDs so that I can use those when grabbing the actual calendar here. And then the next option is the debug one. It's right next to it. And that's going to stop on a specific item. And I have a whole other video about how the debugger works. So if you're interested in that, go check out that video. But that's just going to run and then stop whenever we tell it to stop here. So we can, tell it to resume and it'll stop here. So these are the two options we have. With the UI here, we're picking the function from this list, and then you can also go to different pages or files here on the left and then pick functions from that list as well. So up next, we have different triggers. So there's two kind of triggers, time-based and action-based, and we're going to do this on the left menu, next to the little clock icon. Typically, we see this once you have your trigger, like your program done and you're ready to go. So we're going to create and add a new trigger here. And we're going to grab our functions. We'll do the get calendar function. And now we get to pick when we want it to run. So we can either have it from the document, which is going to be an event. So this will be when the document gets open. Maybe we want to run something. Usually I end up using time-driven ones where I'm running it, every day from a certain time. You don't get to pick the exact minute that it runs, but you get the hour. And then usually it's pretty consistent once you have a minute within that hour, if that makes sense. Or you can do it so it's like every Monday morning it runs or something like that. So you have some different options here for the time trigger, which is pretty nice. And then you also have calendar, which is like when a calendar is updated. But I usually end up using the time-driven one. And for this one, I want it to run every morning and send out a reminder if anyone has any vacations coming up the next day. So we're going to save that. It'll be here. And then after it runs for a few days, you can see those in the execution history. So those will start to populate here. And instead of saying type editor, it'll say like type time driven, and then you can click on one to see the logs and everything like that. So those are the two different trigger options we have. So finally, let's take a look at UI. So this is the last option we have. The first of the two UI options is to add it to a menu. So this little function here is a nice one. It grabs the current app or the current document that you have open and creates a little menu and updates it here. So if we run this on open function, and again, this is one of the built-in functions, so this will run every time this program is open. It usually takes a few seconds. If you don't see immediately, like give it a few seconds. And it adds this menu item here. So now you can call this and it'll run that script for you. So this is helpful for maybe specific to document scripts that don't necessarily need to run consecutively. And then the last option is a sidebar. And this one I'm not going to talk about too much. But basically, you go to extensions, and just like an add-on, you can kind of make your own custom one here that you open up, and then you have some options, and you can create like a UI and have different functions that it calls. There's a lot more to building those, so I won't go into it in more depth and just kind of say that it's an option right now. But you can definitely build those out if you want to. So those are the different options you have when running a script. Again, so you can do it from the editor, you can do it from the triggers, or you can do it from the UI. Those are kind of your three main options. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.